On today's menu, sea roots! Yeah, what, do you expect anything else? Anyway, that's enough joking around. There is something I want to tell you, and it's that, well, the recent blitz of videos, you may have noticed that I've done a lot of doubles and triple programs lately. That's because in the next few weeks, I will have a lot of trouble making new videos because I'll be at work most of the time, so I'm just going to check out this dive spot. Just give me a second. We got treasure here, an Ultra Ball. Well, that's one compared to how many have I thrown at the Reggies? Oh well, doesn't really matter. And I think this area here is connected to that giant ring. Yep, that's it. So I'm just going to get back up. So yeah, I'm going to be at work for the most part for the next few weeks because July is the biggest month of the year at work, and we're severely understaffed to say the least. I got a colleague who went down with a case of depression, so she can't be there. And there was another of our employees who left a few months ago, and we still haven't found a replacement. Well, that's a lie. We actually found a replacement, but the guy really was out of his depth. He just didn't belong, sadly. I'm sure he could do something somewhere else, but here just didn't work out. So that's how it stands. Because we have so much work and we're so understaffed, I'm going to have a lot of trouble making new videos for the next couple of weeks. So please be patient. Don't bother me with when the next video is coming out. When the next video coming out? I don't know. Just be patient, and there will be a new video at some point, just probably not within the next 24 hours, for example. But it's not all that bad, because right now I'm at least completely up to date on the Pokémon news. There's nothing left to cover, although there was one topic that I wanted to talk about, and it concerns the usage list on the standard ladder. But for now, I'm just going to take a second to change my lead to Gardevoir, because as you probably noticed, my Regice is almost all out of Thunderbolt PP, and it's already caught up with the rest of my party. So I'm gonna. Oh man, that was my mistake. Sorry, I triggered a double battle without really wanting to. But it's not a big problem. I can handle a double battle. It's not like it's that much more difficult, especially if I'm dealing with 2 weak trainers. But yeah, something that I noticed on the usage list for the standard ladder, for the month of May, was that Uxie was actually ahead of Cresselia by 1 whole rank, sure, but ahead is ahead, no matter how you slice it. The fun thing is that Uxie at the beginning of this generation was basically labeled as the same thing as Cresselia, except with 100 less HP. And despite that, despite having 100 less HP, it's now more common than Cresselia. That is probably due to Uxie having so many more support options than Cresselia does. For example, Stealth Rock and all that jazz, whereas Cresselia just has defenses, and more defenses. Taking hits just for the sake of taking hits just isn't all that popular this generation, and Cresselia is really getting in trouble for that. Now, wouldn't it be absolutely hilarious if Uxie broke into overuse just at the end of the generation, on the very last cycle of 3 months? That would honestly be amazing. And I don't know, I've been talking to a few people about, the Lifetime Overused Club, which includes the likes of Starmie and Zapdos, and we were arguing whether we should include Snorlax in that club, because at one point, at the beginning of Generation 4, it was borderline. It wasn't standard, as hard as it is to believe. Yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes either when I realized that Snorlax just wasn't that good in early Generation 4, but the cream always rises to the top, and eventually Snorlax returned. So now, what I'm wondering is, given that it seems that we're taking into account the tiering at the end of a given generation to classify Pokemon from past generations, wouldn't it be absolutely awesome if Uxie went down in the books as overused in Generation 4, despite only being so for the last 3-month cycle. And oh, I was about to say that I was done with the surface of Route 126 and that I was going to explore the underwater ring, but no, we still have a psychotic delusional trainer left that uses this stupid laugh on top of that. It's not really the best way to introduce yourself to me, you know. I'm a mermaid! Woo, congratulations. I wonder if they got an insane asylum in Pseudopolis, because that's where you should go, my friend. And, by the way, if there were an insane asylum, it would be one of the buildings that we can't explore that has no door, because Pseudopolis is full of these buildings that have no doors that you can't enter at all. I wonder why they did that. Maybe they did that to give the impression that the city is more populated than it actually is. But who would live in a house with no door? Come on! You get out through the window or something? And okay, that, I believe, was the last trainer on the surface. So I'm going to check out that ring of water and see, because there's probably, oh, I was about to say there's probably some treasure, and we got a big pearl already. That goes for $3,750, so I'm not going to spit on that at all. And here's the entrance to Pseudopolis, but we are going to come back here in just a few minutes just to check out if there is any treasure in that ring. Started pretty good with that big pearl, but then doesn't look like there's too much here. Well, at least there's some seaweed if you want to catch underwater species like chinchu, relicanth, and clam pearl. I believe those are the only 3, if I'm not mistaken, because routes 124 and 126 are the only ones with seaweed at the bottom. 127 and 128 only have those trenches and the cave entrance to the seafloor cavern, which I remind you we're going to check out in a rather long time once we're done with all the sea routes. And okay, there still doesn't seem to be any treasure. Let's see what's up there. Oh! Well, there's some treasure. Stardust. That goes for how much? $1,000 maybe? Well, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna sell that when I get the chance. It's gonna come in handy for I buy all those revives and potions and stuff for the Elite Four, even though I didn't need them very much in Red and Crystal. It doesn't hurt to be too prepared, especially since I might need them for Kyogre and Groudon. These are going to be an absolute pain in the ass. And of course I'm going to need to buy more Ultra Balls, more, well, not I think I have a few dive balls that I've actually found on the field, but I'm going to buy some of them. No, not dive ball, net balls for Kyogre, my bad. So now we have checked out this whole ring of water, so we can enter Pseudopolis proper. And the only entrance is here, in this little hole. So that makes the only ways to enter Pseudopolis is either by diving or by flying. And the gym here appears to be accessible, but it's not. The door is locked. See, we're only going to be able to enter it after the Cataclysm, which is going to occur, as I said before, in quite a while, so we shouldn't think too much about the final gym for now. So, yeah, this is Pseudopolis. This is a city that was built in the crater of an extinct underwater volcano, and I don't know if extinct volcanoes spew out soot. I honestly have no clue because I studied in biochemistry, not geology, so I have no clue if the name Pseudopolis is actually deserved or not. So, as I said, lots of houses that don't have doors, and those that do have doors, well, they got potted plants blocking the stairs. Wow, that's amazing feng shui there. Bravo, bravo. I don't know what's behind those stairs, if there's anything at all, but oh well. We're not gonna know now.